What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Magnum West here, and today we're taking a look at the Son Goku from Dragon Ball Daima. And real quick, before we jump into the video, a lot of you guys are returning viewers, and I thank you for watching. I'd appreciate it if you like, share, and sub. And also, just recently opened memberships for the channel. So if you really like what you're seeing, you want to be a part of the ship, part of the crew, consider becoming a member, and get a day early to those videos and some member exclusive content to come in the following days and weeks. But now with that out of the way, let's get to the video. So we are taking a look, like I said, at this Son Goku, which is most regarded as the 3.0, first 3.0 with a gi. I believe the first brand to actually make like a 3.0 classic looking Goku in the orange and blue gi was Kong, I believe. They were the ones that made the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, which I believe was the first Goku that we got that was on a 3.0 style body. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe the first 3.0 figure that we got, obviously aside from like those unique characters like Cooler, Final Form Frieza, Turles, and stuff like that, like actual mainline Goku type figure, I believe was the Sun Gohan. Or not Sun Gohan, I'm tripping. The Gohan from Dragon Ball Superhero. I believe that was like the first 3.0 Geed character that we got. And then obviously now here we're taking a look at this Goku. And they do have that Cell Saga Goku in the works, but I'm gonna be completely honest real quick before we jump into the accessories. I'm pretty happy with this guy as opposed to the Vegeta Daima. I do like that figure, but I definitely am enjoying this Goku a lot more. I'm usually a bigger Vegeta fan, but in this case, I feel like Vegeta looks a lot more like Vegeta. Where I don't know if it's because of the proportions, but you can kind of see here like Goku has like a really really big head, and he has like almost like a baby face. And I am definitely one of those people that always questions what Japan's obsession with like childlike looking features is. I really don't get that. So this is definitely not a design for me. But like I said, we're just gonna keep moving forward. But now let's get into the accessories real quick. Okay, so let's go ahead and get these accessories out of the way. So first off, he comes with one extra head. That is this kind of wind blowing or blowing in the wind head. And then he does come with the screaming face. It doesn't come on the hairpiece, but he does come with that. And obviously those faces are interchangeable. Then he comes with this kind of side eye, teeth gritting look. And then he comes with this kind of more stern look for the face, right? And then might be missing one. I'm pretty sure he came with something else, but um, I don't know. If I am missing one, I'll include it later. But so he does come with these kind of like gripping hands. They can be used as key hands, but they kind of look more like a key, like a grasping hand or something. Then we got this kind of martial arts hand, and he comes with one for each hand, one for each side, sorry. And then he comes with this kind of typical blast, like kind of open, splayed out hand. And then he does come with a swappable waist piece. You can go ahead and take it off. It's pretty easy. Show it off real quick, just for whatever reason if you haven't seen it. Actually, I'm not going to do that because it was a pain to get back in here after I did a mod. So just real quick before we move on, I did take off the torso piece. So if you take off the actual like torso, take off the gi, there is like a little abdomen part, and it's not essential to holding the figure together. I do think it like clips on somewhere around here. That's why you see the gi kind of riding up there. But it definitely allows much better crunch. So I watched 86th reviews video on the torso mod. It's super simple. It's nothing that you need to like really worry about if you're trying to do. It's very easy. You pretty much just take off the gi and you take off that piece. But yeah, that's pretty much it for accessories. Now let's move on to the aesthetic. Okay, and like I said, for the aesthetic, like on the regular figure, right? No kit bashes, none of that. Just kind of what he comes with out of the box. I definitely am not a big fan of the head sculpt. I think the body is amazing. Funnily enough, I think it actually looks much better than the original 2.0. I think the same of the Vegeta, and then I'll show some comparisons between this and the 2.0 here in a sec. Um, but the main thing that I like more about this Goku over the... Why is this thing not focusing? There you go. The main thing that I like about this Goku over the Vegeta is the proportions. I feel like he looks a lot more kind of classic looking, right? I know the gi isn't classic. It's actually more in line with what he has like at the start of Super, and throughout some of the series. But then he switches back to his old gi, right? Um, but like I said, the head sculpt is definitely not for me. But thankfully, the peg, the ball peg on the figure stock, it does fit the 2.0 heads. So with that, you can go ahead and kit bash, and this looks absolutely amazing. I know this doesn't match any of his looks. This is kind of more of like an early Z slash Cell Saga look for Goku, but this definitely is a very badass looking base Goku for me personally. And I have seen like a lot. This figure's been out for a while, so I'm pretty sure there's every kit bash under the sun has been done already. But I really like this kit bash, and this is how I'm definitely gonna have mine. But real quick, before we move on to the articulation and kind of getting some posing done, uh, this is kind of how he looks in comparison with the 2.0 body. Sorry about that. It's kind of going out of focus, but so the 2.0 is a little bit bulkier, right? If you want to talk about just mass, but it looks very outdated in comparison. This looks a lot more fluid, a lot more aesthetically driven rather than kind of what was available at the time, right? And this Goku mold has been done time and time again. Funny enough, the head sculpt in this figure is probably way rarer and more sought after than this figure, but they're both great, but I definitely think that this is a much superior figure. And let's get into the why. So looking up, it's going to look up about that much. Looking down, side to side, and it's pretty comparable with both. I think this head actually sits a little bit lower, so there you have that, but he's going to be able to get that full Y pose. And then again, sorry for the camera. For whatever reason, it's kind of being a pain in the ass today. But yeah, so you're going to be able to get those arms nice and crossed. Not all the way, as opposed to like the legendary Super Saiyan Goku. Stupid fly. Um, but still pretty good. And then for the torso, he does come with, double biceps swivel, the typical SH Figuarts Dragon Ball figure articulation. You kind of know what to expect there if you're watching this video. The torso does get better range with that kind of piece off, but it does kind of come out back here. And then when you do want to, go ahead and put that back, you do kind of have to move the torso and the gi, but that's not something that's because of the mod. It's just that's the way the figure is structured. It has like a skinny like inside, and then it has the soft gi. Like I think you can see that it's like squishy, but works really well. It looks really good too. Legs can kick up really high because of this soft piece. It's like super soft. It's not gonna get in the way at all. The knees are they're not single jointed. Single jointed would only probably get about here, but there is one single joint, but it doesn't function like a single joint, if that makes sense. And then so there is a little bit of a bend here in the boot, and they're also bringing this with their new Saiyan Saga Goku. But for the boot, to get the best range as far as like tilting forward, right? You want to make sure that the back of the boot is inside, and then bend it like that, right? So you get the best range either direction that way. And then ankle tilt. This is probably like the best part of the figure. It has like that new ankle tilt. It is on a ball peg, so when you can pop it out, you can see it's a ball peg into a hinge joint. So you plug that thing in and you get some rocker right there, and then you get more rocker right there with the hinge. And then it does kind of like to do this. It likes to pop out here, the skirt. I'm probably making it look bad. But it doesn't do it that often to the point where it's like super annoying, but it does happen if you're, posing the figure around. But yeah, man, like I really like this figure. It's very posable, very aesthetic, if you will. And honestly, one of the main reasons why I wanted to get this figure was because I seen Kit Bash with the, I think it's HMYR, has a God Goku set coming out, and I seen someone do a God Kit Bash with this body, and it looks freaking sick. I definitely think it has like those leaner proportions, so it would fit very well with that God Goku look. And then it would also look good with pretty much anything from Super, right? I've also seen people do this with the Toyotaro heads, as he is a little bit leaner in the manga, so that kind of fits, right? And then you really get those nice flying kicks because of the range on the legs. So let's go ahead and get that in focus. Come on, you stupid thing. There you go. And you'll be able to get those flying kicks real nice. Those punches. Get that double hammer fist going. And then I'm trying to talk as I pose here, but I wanted to look pretty decent doing it. So boom. You got him smacking someone down. And then this just makes me really want the new Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the adult version. I already pre-ordered the small version cuz I really like that one too, but I'd really enjoy like pretty much anything. Any of the adult versions from the Daima series I think are pretty cool. Like I would love to see this Vegeta with the Super Saiyan 3 head, which I'm sure they're going to end up doing, but yeah, let's get some size comparisons going. I don't want to go too long on the figure. And here he is next to some other SH Figuarts figures. We got the Daima Vegeta, which, like I said, overall I like this figure a lot too. But I definitely think that proportionality wise, this Goku looks much better. I feel like they made this Vegeta just a tad too skinny. Like I know he's pretty lean in the Daima version, but I just like personally, right? This looks a lot more like a Goku that I could tolerate size wise than how this Vegeta like kind of looks throughout the series and the designs that I like. And then here he is next to the Ultra Instinct Goku from Dragon Ball Super. So obviously this one's way bulkier, but again, it is on that older, you know, engineered body, and definitely does not have the range or capabilities of posing that this Goku does. But moving on, let's get a couple other size comparisons. Kind of showed them already, but just to show you guys that I'm not BSing on that head interchangeability, but trying to take it off. It plugs into the 2.0 book. So, like I said, the heads are pretty big and kind of looks like a baby. So I really do not like those heads. That's like disgusting to me. I think those heads are atrocious. But yeah, there's the 2.0 Goku, and with the big ass head, he's a lot bigger than that Goku now that I look at it in camera. And then here he is next to a Mayfex Ben Riley Spider-Man. Then here for your domestics, next to the Marvel Legends 25th anniversary Captain America, and that Goku is really tiny compared to someone like Captain America, but I mean you can wiggle that in. It'll be all right. And then here he is next to another Mayfex, the Dark Knight Returns Batman. And then we got him next to a Rebel Tech Batman from Arkham Knight. And last, but definitely not least, just because I was restructuring my displays, so I have these readily available. We have the Mayfex Into the Spider-Verse Spider-Man. So he is a little bit on the smaller side, in my opinion, but overall, I think it's going to work with any of the other SH Figuarts line figures. Alright guys, but that pretty much wraps up the review. Obviously, I always do these videos just to bring you guys kind of my thoughts, what I have to say, maybe some tips you haven't heard, some posability facts and stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, if you could like, share, and sub, that helps out. But in conclusion, I would say that this Goku is definitely something that you should get. Surprisingly enough, I found this guy at GameStop. So I was able to get him for like 25 bucks with my reward points and stuff like that. So I got him for a pretty good deal. And also, it's a new Goku. You can never go wrong with a new Goku with new engineering. I knew it was going to be a really good base. I wasn't the biggest fan of those head sculpts, but finding out that it has the same joint or peg hole as the 2.0 figures definitely allows a lot of fun factor to be had as far as like getting a specific look that you like for this Goku, right? So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like these Daima figures? Are you, kind of indifferent? Do you hate them? I know, like I said, that Cell Junior Goku's come, or that Cell Junior, that Cell Saga Goku's coming out. So it was smart for Bandai to drop this one first, rather than the other one, because I don't think if it was the other way around, this one would sell really well. Not a lot of people like this look, myself included. But like I said, with the kit bashes that you can do with this figure, it definitely looks really cool, and the body is definitely really nice and has a good amount of posability. So has a lot of fun factor to it. But I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and as always, y'all have a great day. Peace.